Hello, I'm Dr. Brent Gibson, and welcome. I would like to talk to you today a little bit more about peripheral neuropathy. And you'll notice we actually started with a different logo. That's because the Neuropathy Nation is the method by which we actually work with peripheral neuropathy patients directly. So I'd like to give you a little bit of information here. So let's start out with making sure that you understand peripheral neuropathy. So peripheral neuropathy is a malfunction of the peripheral nerves. To understand that, you need to understand what peripheral nerves are. First off, you've got the central nervous system. The central nervous system includes the brain and the spinal cord. So everything that's orange here is the central nervous system. Everything else is the peripheral nervous system. So all the other nerves, any other nerves, and that includes the sensory nerves, the motor nerves, and the autonomic nerves. So the nerves that cause sensation, the nerves that actually make the muscles move, as well as the nerves that control all the automatic function of the body, are all part of the peripheral nervous system. So any number of those can malfunction and start to fail. So let's go a little bit further into this. So as you look at the nerve, you've actually got several different pieces of the nerve that you need to understand. When it comes to peripheral neuropathy, you're going to have a malfunction of any parts of this nerve. So the nerve includes the dendrites, which are these little parts that come into the nerve. So they're going to come in this way, right? And then you've got the cell body, which in the cell body, you're going to have a nucleus. You're going to have the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. You're going to have lysosomes, Golgi apparatus, ribosomes, rough endoplasmic reticulum, and you will have the mitochondria. The mitochondria are the most common area where they start to get damaged and start to malfunction. The mitochondria are the energy-producing organelles in the cell. So they're the reason that the cell is able to function. They actually give the cell energy, so they're able to do that. And then you've got the axon. So if you remember, so you've got the signals coming in, they're interpreted by the cell body, and then they go out through the axon. The axon on larger nerves, so you have axons that have no lining, but on larger nerves, they've got a myelin sheath, which is that lining here, which includes Schwann cells, individual cells. So what happens is the signal, instead of just running down the line like you think it would, it jumps. And because of that jump, it actually allows it to move a lot quicker. And that allows you to get signals from the toe to the brain a lot quicker than if it was just running up the line. So that gives you the basics. If any one of these areas is damaged, then the nerve will malfunction and it won't be able to do what it needs to do. So what I want to talk to you today about is the fact that nerves can be treated. Peripheral neuropathy can be treated. It can't be healed. I haven't yet figured out how to heal it. My hope is that we will get to that point, but right now we don't have that. But we can treat it. There are things we can do to help you get the nerve health back. And what we're doing is through the Gibson Method, a method that actually allows us to do this. We actually work on getting nerve health. And the easiest way to describe nerve health is through a four-legged stool, and you'll understand this here in just a second. So the first step of nerve health is understand peripheral neuropathy. Understanding exactly what peripheral neuropathy is. This is important. This is saying, okay, what are peripheral nerves? How do they function? What is malfunctioning in those nerves? And then from there, what nerves are affected. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go the next step and say, okay, now I'm going to understand my peripheral neuropathy independently. Every individual has a unique peripheral neuropathy, and we want to make sure that yours is understood. Not just, yeah, I have peripheral neuropathy, but my peripheral neuropathy is different than your peripheral neuropathy, and this is how. And so as you understand that, you have a better ability to manage the nerve health and to manage the symptoms that come with it. And so number two is that you're going to actually manage the symptoms of neuropathy. The biggest reason that people come in to be seen for peripheral neuropathy is because of the symptoms, because of the pain, because of the numbness, because of the tingling, because of the weakness. Maybe it's because they're getting lightheaded. Maybe they're having stomach problems. All these could be symptoms of peripheral neuropathy, and that's what they're coming in to get treated. And so where we start is we'll say, let's treat and manage the symptoms first. As we manage the symptoms, then we're able to help you start to function more normally. And once the symptoms are controlled, then you say, okay, let's go to the next step. So you've got to understand peripheral neuropathy, and then understand your unique peripheral neuropathy. Then you're going to manage the symptoms So you can start to get your life back. And then you're going to go to step number 3, which is to control the nerve damage. You need to literally take control of the nerve damage. So if all you did is treat the symptoms, that treatment will work for a little while, but the neuropathy continues to progress, continues to get worse. So if you don't do something to control the nerve damage so it doesn't keep getting worse, then what's going to happen is you're going to get so much going on with those nerves that it gets worse over time. And the treatments that were working don't work anymore. So you're going to understand peripheral neuropathy. You're going to manage the symptoms of peripheral neuropathy. You're going to control the nerve damage. And then once you get control of the nerve damage, I guess I should take a step back here. Let's go back a little bit just for a second. Controlling the nerve damage. One of the things we want to do to control the nerve damage is make sure that we understand what's causing the damage. If you don't know the cause, you can't treat it. And so we find the cause of the nerve damage, and then we treat that cause to help you get better. So the last piece of this puzzle is, once we've got an understanding of peripheral neuropathy, once we're controlling the symptoms, once we are managing the symptoms, once we're controlling the nerve damage, then we can actually give you back your life so you can thrive with peripheral neuropathy. So then what we do is we give you the tools to say, okay, now that we know what's going on, now that we're managing the symptoms most of the time, 80, 90% of the time, and we're controlling the nerve damage so it doesn't get worse, here's the tools so you can live the life you want to live, so you can live an extraordinary life and not have it interfere with your life on a daily basis. This is huge, because I don't want to just help you live with neuropathy. I want you to help you live in spite of neuropathy. I want to keep neuropathy from interfering with the extraordinary life that you desire to live. And that's the goal. That's what number 4 is. Thrive with peripheral neuropathy. Live that extraordinary life even with peripheral neuropathy. We do this all the time. I know it works. I've seen it work. We do it on a regular basis. So the goal here really is to help you manage your peripheral neuropathy. Am I going to heal you? No. Am I going to give you back your life even though you have peripheral neuropathy? Absolutely. That's the goal, and we're doing it on a regular basis. This is Dr. Brian Gibson, and this is your Podiatry Tips Day 326. If you'd like to have a little bit more information about peripheral neuropathy, you can go to utahfootdoc.com, or you can actually go to the neuropathy channel, the Neuropathy Doctor YouTube channel, and we have hundreds of videos that talk just about this subject, about peripheral neuropathy, and can help you get a handle on your peripheral neuropathy. This is Dr. Brian Gibson. Have a great rest of your night.